Good morning, students. Welcome to Royal Palace College online classes. So, in the last class, I have discussed some bits based on the electrochemistry. Last topic, that is conductance and all different correlate with this one. The same thing today, we will continue with that, and most probably by this we will complete off this electrochemistry seeing all types of questions. Okay. Now we'll start with today's first question. Weight of silver. Weight of the silver, atomic weight is 108. Displaced by a quantity of electricity which displaces 5600 ml of O2 at STP. Okay. Now they are asking how much silver can be deposited by the same current which can displace 5600 ml of oxygen at STP. Now you know oxygen is displayed means from where it is displayed? Basically from water electrolysis we need to consider. So in case of electrolysis of water, if 2 moles of water is getting electrolyzed, then you get 1 mole of oxygen. 1 mole of oxygen. Along with that, here H plus ions, I am writing 4 H plus ions, and here I am writing 4 electrons which are liberated. Okay. So, how much electrons or how much charge is involved in 1 mole liberation of oxygen is 4 moles of electrons. I am writing here 1 mole of oxygen gas involves with the change in 4 moles of electrons. Okay, 4 moles of electrons. Charge present on 1 mole of electron, 1 mole of electrons if you consider 1 farad. That means I can write it 4 moles of electrons means 4 farads. Okay, so 1 mole oxygen, 4 farads. 1 mole means according to Avogadro, how many mLs at STP? Generally you know that 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. The same I need to convert to ml. If I convert to ml, because here also they are given ml, so easy for calculation. If I need to convert that into mLs, then 22,400 ml 1 mole means, right or not? That means for liberation of or displacement of 22,400 mL of oxygen, this much charge is involved. Then for 5,600 mL, how much charge is required or involved? Then assume this is x cross multiply. That means x is equal to 4 into 5,600 divided by 22,400 ml. So what is this number you will get here? 4 into, if I do like this, 56 into 4. First let us do this. Here this is 24, 22. That means numerator also 22,400, denominator also 22,400. Right or not? Right. That means how many faradays? 1 farad. So what is the charge involved in liberation of oxygen? 5,600 ml of oxygen, 1 farad. And now the same charge can liberate how much silver? The same charge can liberate For silver reduction, Ag plus 1 electron gives rise to Ag according to silver deposition if you take. That means 1 mole of silver can be deposited by 1 mole of electrons. Okay? 1 mole is nothing but 1 farad. 1 farad, 1 mole of electrons is nothing but 1 farad. So 1 farad can deposit how many moles of silver? 1 mole. 1 mole weight of silver is how much? 108 grams. 108 grams. That means the answer is 108. Option D. 108. Okay. Now let's see second question. The ionization constant of a weak electrolyte is 25 into 10 power minus 6, while the equivalent conductance of its 0.01 m solution is 19.6. The equivalent conductance at infinite dilution is. Now in the question they have given ionization constant. Ionization constant is nothing but dissociation constant Ka. What is Ka given? 25 into 10 raised to minus 6. Concentration is given 0.01. Okay? And equivalent conductance at this concentration C, some concentration C, is given as 19.6. 19.6. Okay? Then what they are asking us to find out? They are asking us to find out lambda infinity or lambda not equivalent. Okay? Then how to find out this one? If you know the formula of alpha, okay, with respect to Ka, then you can find out this for this one. That is, for weak electrolytes, dissociation constant Ka is given by the formula C alpha square. Okay, for weak electrolytes, dissociation constant, ionization constant is C alpha square. From this, if I can calculate alpha, then I can get lambda infinity with respect to lambda C. Okay, this one. So alpha square is equal to Ka by C. What is Ka? Ka is given 25 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by what is C concentration? 0.01. 0.01 means can I write 10 power minus 2? Yes. Next. Alpha square is equal to 25 into 10 raised to, this is minus 2 numerator plus 2. Plus 2 minus 6 minus 2. So alpha square is 25 into 10 power minus 2. Then alpha is equal to what? Root over this, no? Root of this. What is root of this? 25 root is 5. 10 power minus 4 root is 10 power minus 2. So what is alpha value? Alpha is equal to 5 into 10 power minus 2 is the alpha. Now what is the formula we have? Alpha is equal to lambda C equivalent by lambda infinity equivalent. We need to calculate lambda infinity. From this, lambda infinity equivalent must be equal to what? It must be equal to lambda C equivalent by alpha. So in the question lambda C equivalent is given. Lambda C equivalent is what? 19.6 divided by, this is 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now if you take this one, alpha, this infinity, lambda infinity, I can write this one as 196 by 5. Okay, this 10 power minus 2 goes to numerator, 10 power plus 2. Okay, 10 power 2 into 10 power minus 1. Why? Because I have written 19.6 as 196 for easy calculation. So 196 by 5 we need to do. 196 by 5 if you do, okay, then it is 5 3s 15 times, okay, then by 7 then it will be, so this value comes around 37.2 into 10 means 372 approximately. Okay, approximately it is, sorry, some calculation here, 9 times. Okay, so 3.92 into 10, it is 392 you will get. Division. Okay, this division is 195 by 196 by 5 means 39.2, that will be giving rise to 392. So answer is 392. Okay, next question. An acidic solution of copper sulfate containing some contamination of zinc and iron 2 ions was electrolyzed till all copper is deposited. If electrolysis is continued further, the product liberated at cathode is product liberated at cathode is. Okay, let's see this. What they are saying is, in the solution of copper sulfate, copper plus 2 is there, zinc plus 2 is there, iron plus 2 is there. In acidic solution, means H plus is also there. Okay, in this acidic solution of copper sulfate, H plus, Cu plus 2, Zn plus 2, iron plus 2. All are there, 4 are there. So basically they are saying that they are doing the electrolysis so that the total copper is deposited at cathode. Copper deposited at cathode. Once copper deposition is completed, then what is the remaining? Zinc, iron and H plus. The remaining will be Zn plus 2, Fe plus 2 and H plus. Now, which one will undergo readily reduction? Okay, zinc should undergo reduction, or iron should undergo reduction at cathode, or H plus should undergo reduction at cathode. Now, if you see the electrochemical series table, in that you will find zinc plus 2 electrode potential is less than iron plus 2 potential than H plus potential in electrochemical series. Now, the ions or the half cell electrode with higher potential undergo readily reduction at cathode according to electrolysis. If there is competition between the cations, which cation readily undergo reduction? The cation with higher reduction cathode to give H2 gas. After the copper, the next ion to get reduced is H plus ion. Why? Because H plus ion potential is, electrode potential is greater than the remaining ions. So the answer is H2 gas is liberated at the cathode. Okay? So that is the question. Next question. When lead storage battery is charged, what will happen? PbO2 is dissolved, H2SO4 regenerated, PbSO4 deposited at the lead electrode, concentration of H2SO4 decreases. So, according to the lead acid battery, if you consider lead acid storage cell or lead assimilator or lead acid battery, there are different names for this. Generally, a grid of lead rods act as anode. A grid of lead rods act as anode. And a grid of lead rods coated with lead oxide act as cathode. And electrolyte solution, electrolyte is 38% sulfuric acid. This is electrolyte, 38% sulfuric acid. Now what happens at anode means oxidation reaction takes place at anode. This gives rise to PbSO4 plus electrons. Similarly, at cathode reduction takes place. Okay. At cathode, this reduction takes place. And this is formed. So what is the net reaction that takes place means this 4 electron I will cancel. Then Pb plus PbO2 plus here one SO4 is there. Okay. Here also SO4 is there. Okay. So these two SO4s combined with 4 H plus ions. This one SO4, this one SO4, 4 H plus ions can be written as 2H2SO4. Can be written as 2H2SO4. See, 2 SO4s, 4 H plus means 2H2SO4. And here you get 2 moles of PbSO4 and you get 2 moles of water. So this is what is happening in lead storage battery or lead assimilator or lead acid cell. Forward reaction is called discharging. Backward reaction is charging. Meaning is, when this forward reaction takes place, cell get discharged, means you are taking electrical energy from lead storage battery. And when you connect the lead storage battery to the external power, external source, or when you are doing charging, then backward reaction takes place. Now, according to the given question, when lead storage battery is charged, means reverse reaction, charging. What will happen? PbO2 is dissolved. PbO2 dissolved. Actually, in forward reaction it will dissolve, but in backward reaction it is deposited. Then H2SO4 is regenerated. Forward is consumed. In backward reaction, H2SO4 is regenerated. Right or not? Yes. That means option B is correct. H2SO4 is regenerated. Discharging H2SO4 concentration decreases. Means H2SO4 consumed. Charging H2SO4 concentration increases. Means H2SO4 regenerated. That is option B. Next question. The standard reduction potential for iron and tin electrodes are -0.44 and -0.14 volts respectively. For the given cell reaction, Fe plus 2 plus tin gives rise to Fe plus tin plus 2. Standard EMF is. Okay? So this equation is given to us. Fe plus 2 plus Sm gives rise to Fe plus Sm plus 2. They want the standard EMF of the cell, and standard EMFs are reduction potentials are given to us. Then what I can write? E0 cell is equal to E0 cathode minus E0 anode. Now with this respect, what is cathode and what is anode? Iron is undergoing a reduction. Tin is undergoing a oxidation. So oxidation occurs at anode, reduction occurs at cathode. That means cathode, which electrode I should take? Iron potential I should take at cathode. At anode what I should take? Tin potential. Okay, tin potential. Because tin undergo oxidation, anode. Iron undergo reduction, cathode. Okay. Now what are the respective potentials given for each of them? Iron potential how much? Iron potential is given -0.44. Minus of tin potential is given -0.14. That means -0.44 plus 0.14 we should take. That means -0.44 and plus 0. Means it will become minus 0.3 volts. Okay? Minus 0.3 volts. That is option D. Minus 0.3 volts. Okay? Right. Next question is, saturated solution of potassium nitrate is used in salt bridge because. Now KNO3 or ammonium nitrate, KCl, NaCl can be used in salt bridge. So why this is used? They are asking. First option, velocity of K plus is greater than NO3 minus. Well, second option is velocity of NO3 minus is greater than K plus. Third option, velocities of both K plus and NO3 minus is same, and KNO3 is highly soluble in water. Basically, the main function of salt bridge is to maintain electrical neutrality. It completes the internal circuit, as well as the main function is also to maintain electrical neutrality. To maintain electrical neutrality, the ions, cations and anions must move with the same speed, because they have to balance the charge both in anodic compartment and cathodic compartment. Anodic electrode half cell and cathodic half cell. That's why both the ions must have same velocity to maintain electrical neutrality. So the option should be velocities of both K+ and NO3 minus are nearly same. Next question. The desired amount of charge for obtaining 1 mole of Al from Al+3. Al+3 requires 3 electrons to deposit as Al. That means here 1 mole deposition of Al is done with 3 moles of electrons. 3 moles of electrons means 3 Faradays. 3 Faradays means 3 into 96,500 coulombs. 3 into 96,500 coulombs. So for 1 mole of aluminium, 3 Faradays is required. 3 moles of electrons means 3 Faradays charge. 3 Faradays charge is equal to 3 into 96,500 coulombs. That is, the option is A. Okay. So with this, we have completed all different possible questions on electrochemistry. So Monday, next class onwards, we will try to start a solutions chapter in the next CET or NEET part. Okay. Thank you for now.